But yeah, we're gonna hop on over. Let me switch captures to here so we can play some 14. We're gonna run the new variant dungeon, which I actually don't know where that starts. Maybe it starts in Old Charlian. I also know we just started, but I gotta go get something real quick, so we will be right back. That's the thing. But first, we're gonna go to the studio and we're gonna spend my crafting and gathering seals. So I think I mentioned it on a stream, but I'm not entirely sure that I did. My free company had put in for a large plot and a medium plot, and today was the day we found out if we got them. We did not. But it happens, you know, we still have our small plot, it's all good. Not gear. Materia. How much of these do I have? I have 100. We have 34. $134. That should get us up to like 100. I'm trying to get 100 of each of the 10s and then 150 of each of the 9s. So that when the next patch ends up dropping, we're not like god-awfully struggling. Are we done with? No, they complete in 2 hours. So first, entrust those duplicates. But I'm trying to pre-gather as much materia as I can for crafting and gathering, so like I said, when we have the next patch drop that has crafting and gathering gear, I'm not having to spend nearly as many millions to gear my stuff. Okay. Now, I think we can officially begin working on this. I was gonna do this as a recording last night with my wife, and we were both gonna run the dungeon together and all of that, but then we didn't feel like recording. After like streaming TFT for so long with Matt, and I'm not blaming him by any means. I just was tired, and I also didn't I didn't feel that great, and so I was like, we're just gonna do it this way. So shallow more, yeah. Let's see what we got. Your timing is impeccable, Aerolith. How do you manage to do that? An intriguing job has been laid at our feet, and the client insists you be the one to take it up. That client? Why, none other than the East Aldenard Trading Company. The missive was dispatched from the Kugane branch rather than Lord Lolorito's offices, but it nevertheless carries the... that's a word. Carries the piquant scent... Oh, the piquant scent of moneyed interests. Care to give it a read? Dear Aaron, in the selfsame spirit of friendship which has defined our every interaction to date, it is my pleasure to extend to you a humble invitation. 'Tis because of your endearing efforts to save this star that we may benefit from this rarest of opportunities. For it was in service to your noble quest to build the good ship Ragnarok that I was able to forge a fruitful bond between myself and another of Hingashi's elites. This lord has seen fit to grant me, and a guest of my choosing, leave to go where few Ijin have tread, beyond the bounds of Kugane to the sacred slopes of Mount Rokkan itself. I cannot overstate the significance of this gesture, nor the allure of sights heretofore unseen by Western eyes. Nor is it an exaggeration to say that no one is more deserving of this boon than your magnanimous self. I eagerly await our reunion at the gates of the Bokairo Inn. Ever your faithful servant, Hancock Fitzgerald. Seems there's a holy mountain in Hingashi that needs climbing. There's flattery, and then there's this. No, seems there's a holy mountain in Hingashi that needs climbing. Never thought the Hingans would crack open those gates. Gil talks, that's for damn sure. You'll be heading to Kugane then. You'll be heading to Kugane then, I take it? Perfect. I'll send word that you're on your way. Fair fortune and safe travels. You'd best come back with plenty of stories to tell, you hear? Bum 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 bum. Ba da ba da 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 da. To Kugane. 982 or 491. Half price to the estate, and then it's like 50 gil to go to Kugane. I'm also going to run hunt trains if any of them come up while I'm streaming. Specifically ones for Endwalker and Shadowbringers. S ranks, we can only have a Realm Reborn S ranks. And if there's any of them that spawn for... why? Alright, we're running. We're taking the scenic route to the inn. If there's any of them that spawn on ferry for a Realm Reborn, I'm going to go hit those too. But I'm not going to try and cross-world for a Realm Reborn. I really don't try to cross-world S ranks for anything that's lower than Shadowbringers. Stormblood ones, like if I'm really feeling like there's nothing to do, I'll be like, alright, let's do it. But in general, I don't cross-world for anything unless it's Shadowbringers or Endwalker. I love the nighttime themes in most of the major cities. Was he going to be, like, geared up? Ah, my dear Erilith, who would have thought that the spinner would see us reunited so soon? You will be pleased to hear that no other charlatans have attempted to masquerade as Tenzin's progeny in the interim. He does look geared up. I kind of like it. I dig it. As you can see, preparations for our journey are well underway. Partial though I am to the traditional Hingen kimono, if we are to climb a mountain, 'twould be prudent to do so in comfort as well as style. But I presume you would rather discuss matters of greater import than my attire. Fear not, my capable associates are ready and eager to brief you on the challenge ahead. I like their outfits too. We have reserved the finest chambers of the inn for the occasion, so let us reconvene away from all the hustle and bustle, shall we? Master Hancock, Mistress Erilith, we are most grateful for your aid in this matter. I am Tsubaki, and my Onmyoji companion is called Toki. My Onmyoji companion is called Tokimori. We are come to Kugane on behalf of Lord Uzimibi, who presides over Mount Rokkan and the surrounding lands. His lordship is the one I mentioned in my missive. Hearing of my interest in Far Eastern treasures, he knew at once that I would find the lure of the sacred peak irresistible. But I forget that you are not as familiar with these lands as I. Let us begin with the basics and expound upon the finer points as we go. Okay. To orient our destination in your mind's eye, we must first review Hingashi's geography. Of the many islands which comprise this nation, it is here, on the western coast of Shishu, where Kugane serves as our shining beacon of commerce. Mount Rokkan, meanwhile, can be found far from our beloved city of trade. Here, in the northeastern corner of the isle, upon the slopes of the sacred mountain sits Shoujo Temple, a monastery where monks gather to train their bodies and souls. Alas, in defiance of this holy purpose, a horde of otherworldly demons have claimed the temple as their own. His lordship suspects that a collection of accursed treasures is to blame for this infestation, In the Far East, you see, 'tis believed that well-preserved objects may come to possess living souls after a time. These vessels turned kami are known as Sukamogami. A Sukamogami in turn may attract or even beget other spirits. These Mononoke clearly have no regard for the sanctity of the mount, and so Lord Uzimibi desires a swift resolution. Compassionate soul that I am, I could not bear to stand idly by. But as men of wealth and influence, base altruism is beneath us both, so I offered to aid his lordship in a manner befitting our stations, by brokering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Simply put, should I find a way to rid the mountain of Mononoke, I may lay claim to any accursed treasure that I find. One man's trash is another man's Takaramono. That's Hengen for treasure, by the way. And here, my friend, is where you come in. During our jaunts to the mountain, you will serve as my bodyguard and slay any monstrous Mononoke we encounter. In exchange, you shall become one of the blessed few to bear witness to the wonders and terrors of Mount Rokkan. A fair deal, yes? Always wanted to explore more of Hingashi. Collecting accursed treasure sounds like a dangerous pastime. I have always wanted to explore more of Hingashi. Sorry. That's our warrior of light. I knew you wouldn't disappoint. Now that the matter of errorless participation is settled, might I inquire as to the current owner of these items, Mistress Tsubaki? The treasures were brought into the temple at the behest of Gorai, the head monk. Though his disciples doubt not that his intentions were pure, his actions have brought them great misfortune. Like you, Master Hancock, Gorai was an avid collector of antiques and claimed that the Sukomogami who dwelled within them ought to be worshipped. Driven by his fervent belief, he purchased all manners of items he deemed worthy of veneration. But as his collection grew, so too did certain troubling phenomena. An unholy shadow began to loom over the sacred mountain, and under this wicked veil were the Mononoke emboldened to break their fetters. Fearing for their lives, the monks had no choice but to flee, their home defiled by demons. We could not allow the scourge to spread further, and sent our strongest warriors to slay the fiends. But few returned. Knowing that victory could not be attained by our forces alone, my lord bade us employ magics to contain the threat. Tokimori is one of the valiant few who returned from the temple. 'Tis thanks to his diligent reports that we know aught of Mount Rokkan's present state. Our orders were to find Gorai and convince him to part ways with his treasures, but our pleas fell on deaf ears. He was like unto an animal. I suspect any semblance of reason has left him. Though the seal we placed upon our mountain endures, the Mononoke have had ample time to corrupt the souls of those who could not make good their escape. Should you encounter any survivors, do not show them a modicum of mercy. 'Tis too late. We have prepared our strongest falcons. Their keeper shall await you by the Their keeper shall await you by the Bokaizen hot springs, and will summon the birds once your preparations are complete. A word of caution: the falcons fear the Mononoke A word of caution: the falcons fear the Mononoke and will refuse to fly closer to the temple. They shall bring you to the foot of the mountain, but no further. Beyond that point, you will have to climb. You got it. I'm used to climbing mountains. I saved goddamn Eorzea. Many thanks, my friends. Oh, shit, wrong voice. Many thanks, my friends. Now then, if we are to depart soon, I think it best we feast to our heart's content. One cannot slay demons on an empty stomach. My thanks once again for your assistance, Mistress Hinatari, or Mistress Erilith. Master Hancock had some business matters to attend to before your expedition. Once you are ready, I shall summon him. I feel compelled to warn you,
Even in times of peace, the climb up Mount Rokkan is not for the faint of heart. I suggest you procure sufficient provisions if you have not yet done so, and ensure that your equipment is in working order. Tokamori's disciples have been tasked with maintaining the mountain's wards. They will open the way for you upon your arrival. Speak with our falconer when you wish to depart. Though I must remain here, I shall be praying for your success.
Cool. Alright, we got an S rank up. Let us be on our way. I was like, I saw something about a Harlequin that joined. And I thought it might have been a Harley Quinn, but no, it was just a Magus Harlequin. When did he say the pull time was? 350 Eorzean. Okay. Alright, that's a cool mount. Oh, we got Meowto leading it. Come on down, folks. Our star here has a way of worming his way into your heart. You probably don't want worms in your heart, but I love Meowto. Anything with Meowto running it is really freaking... I love it. He's so good. Or she's so good. About 10 more Eorzean minutes and then we get to pull. And really, all we're going to do is we're just going to tag it once. Because there's so many people, we probably can only tag it once, and we want to have as many people hit it as possible to get credit. There we go, tagged it. Thank you for spawn. All right. Back to Kugane. Oh no! Nightbot is being mean to KofiBot. Oops. We'll fix that one. Okay, but now on to the Variant Dungeon. So what are our actions? Spirit Dart, Cure, that's good. Yeah, let's register for the duty. We don't get to watch the flight? Alright. This place looks beautiful, though. Honestly. 3 different gates to go through. I mean, it makes sense. They're probably going to set this up very similar to how the one with Tataru's set up. It's not Tataru, with Nanamo. Good lord. Whoosh. Alright, Hancock, where are we going?
3 paths to be unsealed at our behest. Whither shall we wander?
Where are you feeling yourself pulled to?
Were I to chart our course,
I would choose this path. Alright. Let's take the middle path.
You thought to go down this path as well. How reassuring.
The portal, if you would, good sir. Seal of Shadow, reveal thy path.
Excellent. Let us be about it. How pleasingly good lord, how pleasingly picturesque. Had we no demons to slay, I would suggest a more leisurely stroll. I shall leave the martial matters to you.
Alright, that wasn't too bad.
I shudder to think of the chaos should these creatures find their way to civilization.
Is there anything back here? No. Okay.
I spy a structure in the distance.
They also seem easier to kill than the last variant dungeon we had. I say as these ones take a little longer than normal. There we go. Come on, Hancock.
I suppose we're obliged to take this. We're obliged to take the scenic route,
just like we took to the inn. Not much of a scenic route, honestly. Come on. Because it was right there.
That ahead is Shoujo Temple, home to Gorai and his accursed collection.
We're at our first boss. Maybe not?
If only we had the time for typical ablutions. But a proper pilgrimage must wait for another day. For now, treasure awaits, as do the monk and his minions, of course. Do have care.
Just making sure I'm not missing anything, Hancock. I feel like we should have had, like, a... pull the rope. Alright, that changed something.
I admit that I was equally tempted to pull that rope, though part of me wishes you hadn't.
Yozakura the Fleeting. You know what? Let's take some food. Alright, Yozakura, bring it.
I shall be mine. It shall be mine. Mine, I say. You cannot have it.
Alright, do we want to be in those? No. Wayward flowers, bend to my will. I don't know. Oh, fuck. Okay, okay, I see how that worked. Come forth, dear friends, and beguile mine enemies. Oh, don't make me fight them. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention. I don't... Look away. Okay. Okay, which ones is she bringing into the middle? Oh, fuck. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Come on. Look away. There we go. Woo! The statues keep silent vigil in the master's absence, but they are not the treasures we seek. Onward! The temple stretches on ever further. Step lively, Aerolith. We have plenty to explore. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Da 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 da. Just making sure. Breathtaking 'tis as though the majestic tiger it depicts might pounce off the screen at any... Oh! That was not an invitation! Your assistance, please, Aerolith! Spinning slash. Why, I feared that would be the end of me.
That precarious pile of crates is a mountain unto itself. By the Kami, Aerolith, how did you get up there? Adventurers and their climbing. Why, just the other day on Kukane Tower. But perhaps that is a tale for another time. Okay, it won't let me hear. Oh, there's a woven rope right here. Right in front of me. Duh. Yes, pull the rope. That sounded promising. If you suddenly hear my winsome wailing, you had best come running. Okay, it opens that path. Ah, a secret stairwell. How very convenient. I mean, he said it looked like a mountain. I had to give it a try. Would that we had a bit more light. Be careful what you wish for and all that. I wonder if there's anything actually, like, that can be lit over here. Oh, there is. Maybe... I see naught else of note here. Ah... The inner sanctum awaits. I wonder if you can have all of them get hit by that and turn red. Well, that'll be a task for another time. Alright, why would they give you this big area to run through and explore if there's nothing? So let's look. Dun, da, 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 da. Ba-na-na, da-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-na-na, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Alright, nothing that way either. Okay. Okay. Mononoke, Go-Rai the Uncaged. Yeah, let's give it a go. The head monk, I take it, and bearing a form befitting his proclivities. Whoops. I should have used that a smidge earlier.
Oh. They're gonna move. They're gonna get bigger. That's what she said. Okay. Ooh. Okay, we barely got out of that one, but we did. Oh, buddy. Oh. Curses the libations. Uh-oh. Oh, I need to soak these. Damn. Okay. Okay. There was a lot that happened at that port. Okay, circle means they get bigger. Triangle means they move. Oh. Okay. Whoops. Okay, I don't know how to handle... I don't know what I do with that. So those meteors are just telling me when, or the debuffs I get there are just telling me when they're gonna drop. Okay. Are we standing on a circle? No. Yes. Okay. Oh shit! It's gonna be like over here, or it was safe in the very middle too. But okay. Come on, we're down to 20%. Let's just not mess it up again. Come on. Hell yeah! Oh, we got the Gyura the Uncaged card. Admirable as always, Aerolith. Few would be so keen to face down a rat of that size, to say naught of this unusual Susin. When the unholy drought touched his lips, I feared his fury would consume the entire temple. I should like to know precisely what baleful influence was wrought upon the drain, but not enough to test it myself. Nay, I must bring back a less volatile artifact of our endeavors. I'm gonna wait for him to get all the way over here. The living lanterns, Chochin as the Hingans say, were particularly fascinating, were they not? Now that they are returned to their original form, I may safely seek to learn more of the spirits they once harbored. Let us add them to my collection forthwith. Mistress Aerolith, full glad am I to see you Mistress Aerolith, full glad am I to see you hale and whole. I espied Master Hancock's falcon in the distance, but its movements appeared awfully erratic. We can but hope they land safely.
Terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting. Our souvenir was a tad more cumbersome than I realized, but as you can see, we are none the worse for my misjudgment. Indeed you are not, Master Hancock. My lord will be pleased to hear of your return, and your success, I presume. 'Twas Erelith's victory as much as my own, but then I knew a few demons would be no match for a slayer of gods such as she. Honestly, for all its perils, I found the journey quite invigorating. I had high expectations for Shoujo Temple, yet it managed to surpass them with ease. I shall not soon forget the silent crowd of statuary, the very picture of divine tranquility. Would that Gorai still had his wits about him, that I could discuss the collection with a fellow expert. Alas, the poor man was too far gone. In any case, the people of Shaisu can rest easy, knowing a great Mononoke has been consigned to oblivion. But we, my friend, have malms to go before we sleep. There were several paths we eschewed, were there not? The mind races to imagine what other delights we may yet behold. Indeed, a number of treasures remain unaccounted for, and the demons are like to linger until their masters are slain. Precisely. But take heart, Mistress Tsubaki, for Erelith shall not rest until these villains trouble the small folk no longer. She shall sally forth again and again until the treasures which drew them thither have been secured, and my new collection is complete. Bum bum ba da da. Bum bum da da da. Last time waits for no man, and business for no merchant. I must away, but when next you wish to take Mount Rokkan by storm, you need only say the word. Before you do, however, you might consider sharing the tale of our exploits with Mistress Shalomoa. The missive I received indicated a rather strong preference in that regard. Bum 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 bum. The music's just so good. Even though that wasn't the part of the song at all. Bum, bum. Taking the long way there. Because why not? Let's just keep taking the scenic route, everyone. We'll unlock the extreme version, but we're not going to queue for it. Because last time I queued for one of these, I was underprepared by a lot. I was wondering when you'd be back. How was your adventure in the Far East? Everything go well with Hancock? I doubt I'd fare well against demons, but I do like the sound of that mountain. Green as far as the eye can see, ripe for the gleaning. Would that I had an assignment like that. Bah, no need to bemoan my lot in your presence. I suspect Osmond's been awaiting your return more eagerly than I. Go on and tell him your tales of the mountain. I guarantee you he'll love every word of it. Bum, bum, bum. Mount Rokkan exorcism record. Cool. Erelith, how fare your adventures? You, wouldn't happen to have any you'd like to share, would ya? Mount Rokkan, the name rings familiar. It is home to a place known as Shoujo Temple, is it not? So the rumors were true. A few of my fellow gleaners have mentioned it before. Unfortunately, such mentions tend to be paired with a copious helping of complaints. In the past, the guildship would often assign gleaners to Gugane that we might locate and collect valuable Far Eastern antiques, yet our every attempt to purchase these items ended in failure, for an unknown buyer outbid us at every turn. Baffled by this buyer's seemingly bottomless coin purse, the gleaners conducted an investigation of their own, and eventually discovered their rival's identity, Shoujo Temple's head monk. To my knowledge, Shalomoa has not had the displeasure of bidding against the man. Perhaps that is for the best. Your missive was from the East Aldenar Trading Company, yes? Were you privy to some manner of dealings with the head monk? To think such a fate could befall the temple. I am passing familiar with the concept of Tsukumogami, but I had not realized that the myths surrounding them would bleed into reality. Having been a place of worship for much of its history, the mountain and surrounding environs were likely rich in ether, and if such is the case, those so-called accursed treasures were not unlike kindling to a burgeoning flame. A shame indeed that the whole mountain had to suffer for one man's avarice. But this tragic tale must be told in writing. I can almost picture it, the lush greenery, the silence of the mountain marred by the unholy sight of demons. Yes, it's all coming together. Now, if memory serves, Tsukumogami manifest themselves with a singular purpose in mind. Yet as their long-awaited goals slowly come to fruition, their powers begin to wane. Not ideal for stirring hearts and raising the literary stakes, if I'm to be honest. But what if, like the great auspices, their power grew over the centuries? Why, they would be more fearsome than one could imagine, more terrifying than the horrors you have faced. A conflict that grand would be a most splendid thread for the tale I plan to weave. Another Mount Rokkan now accessible. Alright, now what can we buy? Rose-colored spectacles. Reference. Hairstyle. Okay. And then the coin exchange. Framers click. Hit. Okay, I need 100 of them. And you probably only get those from running the extreme